Look at the sheer volume of information we process in a single day. When life gets overwhelmingly noisy, our first instinct is to try and hit pause, hoping to find absolute mental silence. Many people believe that inner peace requires clearing the head entirely, creating a perfect empty vacuum where no thoughts exist. But sitting down to force the brain into silence usually backfires. You end up thinking about the act of not thinking, which triggers a frustrating loop of secondary thoughts that only increases mental noise. This failure has nothing to do with a lack of willpower. Emptying the mind is an impossible goal because it contradicts the basic biological requirements of a living brain. The human brain is an organic engine that is physically incapable of turning off. Inside your head right now, neurons are constantly firing and sending signals to one another, even during deep physical rest. The network never goes dark. Millions of signals move every second, maintaining a continuous baseline of electrical activity from birth until death. This relentless physical firing is the source of your conscious experience. It is why your attention naturally drifts and why uncontrollable thoughts constantly bubble to the surface. Since our biological hardware is hardwired to never stop producing thoughts, we have to ask, is true mental peace actually possible? To find the answer, we have to look at how the brain reacts when modern stressors begin to accumulate. Look at this specific region in the brain model, the amygdala, our center for fear. It starts flashing as it shifts into hyperreactivity, interpreting everyday pressures as immediate survival threats. This overdrive rapidly floods the brain with cortisol, preparing the body for a crisis. This chemical flood hijacks our attention, transforming normal background thoughts into acute anxiety and emotional volatility. Left unchecked, the hyperactive amygdala dictates your reality, turning the brain's natural activity into a state of uncontrollable panic. The brain possesses a built-in countermeasure. Here at the front is the prefrontal cortex, the command center for logic and self-control. A strong prefrontal cortex can physically send signals down this pathway to suppress and calm a hyperactive amygdala. This control mechanism relies on neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to physically thicken and strengthen specific neural pathways through repeated activation. Mindfulness and deep breathing specifically exercise this logic to fear pathway, while consistent sleep and physical exercise lower the baseline cortisol levels that normally disrupt these inhibitory signals. These practices function as a literal biological workout, increasing the structural efficiency of the prefrontal cortex. By strengthening this logic center, you flip the balance of power away from the fear center, making calm a mechanical reality rather than just a feeling. Clinical studies show that regular mindfulness routines measurably reduce anxiety by physically altering the brain's responsiveness to stress. The volume of incoming thoughts remains the same, but the brain's biological reaction to those thoughts has shifted. A peaceful mind is a highly trained state of emotional balance, where the prefrontal cortex maintains dominance over the brain's emotional signals. We cannot stop the biological engine of the brain from generating thoughts, but by deliberately upgrading the hardware of the prefrontal cortex, we ensure those thoughts no longer control us.